Today is all about living your life with passion and purpose. So don't go anywhere. Hello beautiful souls and welcome to another video. I'm Lindy from the 50 Plus Coaching Hub and I'm here to help you live your best life possible after 50. For those of you who have only just found my channel, welcome, 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 and thank you for stopping by. And for those of you who are already part of our wee community, welcome back and thank you for joining me once again. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Only joking. Please think about doing that so you can get more videos like this. But today we are talking all about how to live your life with passion and purpose. So let's dive in. When I was 21, my sister died very suddenly. Now, she was 23. She had learning difficulties. But she wasn't really unwell or anything, so it completely, came out of nowhere. And my parents took it really hard. My dad was a serving police officer at the time, and he was actually out night shift when she died, and he never forgave himself for that he wasn't there beside her. And he actually never went back to work. He never stepped foot in a police station again, and he felt guilty his whole life. But he particularly took it really, really hard. And then the following year, my son was born, and 19 months later, my daughter was born. So his first two grandchildren came into the world. And he, from the very start, he was a very hands-on grandpa. That's what he was called to everybody, grandpa. He was very hands-on. He would change nappies. He would take them out for walks in their pram. He would watch them, babysit. He would do all sorts of things. And then even more so a couple of years later, when I separated from my husband, and I really wanted to try and build a life for myself and for my children, and so I joined the ambulance service, and he stepped in to allow me to do that, and he became their caregiver and like a father figure to them. And he had a huge influence on their life because he spent so much time with them. He gave his time and his love and his patience so generously. But whenever I would say that to him, whenever I would bring up about how much he had given to his grandchildren, he always flipped it and said that actually they were the ones that kept him going. And in fact, they had saved his life because he believed that if they hadn't come into his life and given him a sense of purpose, then he would have just given up and he would probably have, just drunk himself into a very early grave. And he went on to live till he was 86 years old. But finding that sense of purpose, I don't know that I fully understand what he meant by that, because he would say that often as they were growing up. No, it's them that's keeping me here. I never really understood that until sort of more recently, when I've had my own grandchildren and I get to spend that time with them, and they really give me purpose. Now, it's not that I don't have other purpose in my life, but they give me great purpose. And so that's what we're talking about today, getting this sense of purpose, working out what purpose you have in your life or you would like to bring into your life and how you can do that. But let's talk about some of the obstacles that can hold people back from living with purpose and happiness. Now, whether it's a fear of failure, we've all experienced that, something we might like to try, but we kind of put it off or convince ourselves that we don't really want to do it, whereas actually deep inside us is a fear that we're going to fail in some way. Whether it's the expectations that society places on us, or worrying about what others might think of what we're doing, or just worrying about not fulfilling your own potential. I think when you get to middle age and then you start getting into your kind of late 50s, where I am just now in your 60s, you do start to question if you're really living up to your full potential. I think deep down most of us know that we have far more potential than what we actually, put out into the world. And so being in your 50s and being in your 60s is actually the ideal, if you haven't started doing that, if you haven't done it yet, is the ideal time to start living with purpose, because usually you're a bit wiser, a bit older, you're a bit wiser, you might have a wee bit more free time, you tend to know what's working for you and what's not, you're not sweating the small stuff just quite as much, and so this all adds up to perfect ingredients for you going out there and finding your purpose and bringing that into your life and living these years, from now on with passion and purpose. So how can we identify our purpose and use that to create a more fulfilling life? Well, I think it all starts with self-reflection and introspection, taking time to explore what you love, your passions and your values and your strengths, and then setting meaningful goals that align with your true self and taking these small steps every day towards achieving them. So how do we actually do that? What are the tangible things that we can do to start bringing purpose and passion into our lives? Well, start by asking yourself this question: what do you love to do? Just sit with that for a wee bit. What do you absolutely love to do? And if you come up with lots of different things at the same time, because it might be, try to narrow it down by asking yourself this: what one thing can you already do, or would you really like to be able to do, to be of service to others? Because that's often what passion and purpose is about. It's about being of service to the world in some way. So ask yourself that question: what one thing are you good at, or you would like to be good at? What one thing can you do or would like to do that you could be of service to the world through doing? And it might be just associated with your family, like when I was talking about my dad. It might be that you want to be of service to them in some way. It might be that you're thinking on a much bigger scale, being of service within your community, being of service in the world. But make no mistake, being of service to your family is of being of service to the wider world. If you're giving your time and your energy and your knowledge and your wisdom to help shape your grandkids, you are being of service to the wider world. So think about that. Think about what one thing that you can already do or would like to do that would allow you to be of service to others. And then just ask yourself, what goals and steps can you set to start living your life with this purpose? So if you've decided, I want to get involved in homelessness in some way, and it might be where your passion lies. It might be that you love art and you would love to be out teaching it. It might be that you have a book in you. It might be that you want to be a foster parent. Whatever it is that you want to really start to bring into your life, what steps can you set? What goals can you set? Well, what you should do, separate those two. What goal can you set? So I want to be working in a homeless charity. And then come back and say, right, what steps would I have to put in place to allow me to go and work in a homeless charity? So I might need to pick up the phone. I'll go into shelter. There's a shelter in the town and I'll speak to them there. Okay, I have to go and do this wee bit of training. Okay, then I have to get this in order. Then, so each step takes you towards that bigger goal. So what goal can you set? And then what steps can you lay out towards that goal to start living your life with purpose? And that's it. It's as simple as that. Why complicate it when it doesn't need to be complicated? And just remember, the power to change your life, no matter what age you are, is completely within you. You just need to make the decision that you want to change it, and then put the steps in place to allow you to do that. So there you go, how to live your life with passion and purpose. If you've enjoyed this wee video, once again, please think about hitting that subscribe button, and please leave me a comment, because I'd love to hear from you. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video.